Welcome to another session in this course. We are going to be talking about most common text functions in MySQL. Majority of the time, you are going to be working with text data in MySQL, and for you to be able to process them appropriately, you must be aware of these common text functions. We are going to be looking at functions such as the concat function, upper function, lower function, replace function, and so on. I will also be teaching you the difference between the concat function and the concat with separator function. And also, I will be showing you some of these functions which you can use individually and some of them which you will have to use in conjunction with other functions. Let us get at it. The first function we are going to be looking at is the concat function. We use this function to combine two or more texts together in MySQL. For example, let me run this particular query you are seeing here. This query has returned the state and the city from the customer table. We want to create a new column that will combine the two together. We will have the state and the city together in the same column. To do that, we say concat. Then we put those texts together. The first one is the state, the second one is the city, based on the order that we desire. If I run this, you can see that we have these two joined together. But if you look at it, this does not look very beautiful. We want a separator between them. So I can just come here and put my separator like this. I want underscore to be my separator. If I run this, you will discover that there is an underscore between the state and the city. With this, we can know the state and the city that our customer comes from by looking at just one column. However, this may not be very effective if we want to join 10 texts together and we want this underscore to be between them. We will have to be putting the underscore in several places. And that is where the concat with separator comes in. So concat with separator, when we use this, what we are going to do is that the first argument of the function is that we say what we want to use as a separator, we put it here, and then we put all of our text. As long as we have highlighted it like this, it is going to put it between the individual text. So if we run this, we are going to have our outcome like this. The third function that we want to look at is the length function. The length function actually helps us to check the length of our text, that is the number of characters in our text. If I run this particular query, you will see that we have the customer ID and the customer name. If we want to know the number of characters in our customer name, we can just use the length function. When we use the length function, let's say the customer name, when we do this, it is going to show us the number of characters in the customer name. It is just only one argument. If I run this, you will see that we have all the number of characters in each of the customer name. So Queen is 11 and so on and so forth. The length function is usually used in combination with other text functions. However, we can use it to do validation. For example, if you have a column that contains a fixed number of characters, like a phone number or zip code, you can use the length function to validate if there is an error in this particular column. Now, the next function we are going to be looking at is the substring function. The substring function allows us to actually extract a particular length of our string or our text. How does it work? For example, we want to extract, let's look at Queen Perry here. We want to extract Perry out of here. You see that Q, U. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 characters before P. What we say that the text that we want to work on will be the first argument, and we say start the extraction this time around, let's say from the 6th character. So the 6th character, and if we leave it like this, it will start the extraction from the 6th character, the remaining part of the text. Let us run this, and you can see that it starts from the 6th character, which is the hyphen, and all other remaining characters were returned. What if I say return starting from the 6th, but only return 4 of the characters? So only return 4. If we do this and I run this, you will see that it will start from the hyphen and it will only return 4 characters. This is how the substring function works in MySQL. The next function we want to look at is the upper function. The upper function will turn our string into an uppercase, while the lower function will turn it into lower case. Assuming the customer name, we want it to be in upper case, so we just put upper and just the text that we want to work with. If I run this, you can see that everything here now is in upper case. If I want it to be lower case, I just run it and put lower. And if I run this, we have lower case characters. Now, the next function we want to look at is the replace function. For our first customer name, it is Queen Perry. Assuming we were told that the correct name is Mark Perry, we want to remove the Queen and replace it with Mark. How do we do that? We use the replace function. The replace function, the text we want to work on will be the first argument, and then the next argument is what do we want to replace? We want to replace Queen. And then what do we want to replace it with? We want to replace it with Mark. When we do this, you will see that Queen in Queen Perry will be replaced with Mark. Let us run it. And you can see that now you have Mark Perry. The issue here is that when you run it like this, it will look at everywhere that is Queen in this column and it will replace it with Mark. If you want to specify, you can use the where clause or the case statement or if function to specify where you want this to be done in a precise and accurate manner. That is how the replace function works. The next function that we want to look at is the right function and the left function. The left and the right functions are used to extract text from either side of the text. For example, the left will start extraction from the left side and the right will start from the right side. Assuming we want to extract Queen from Queen Perry, we will say start extracting from the left side. First argument will be the text we want to extract, which is the customer name here. And then the next argument is how many text do you want to extract? Let's say 5. If I run this now, you can see that Queen has been extracted from Queen Perry because it contains 5 characters. The same thing for James and the same thing for Jason and all other ones. Assuming we want to extract Perry, so we just use write. When we use write like this, it's going to extract 5 characters starting from the right. So if I run this, you can see that we now have Perry, we have Safe, we have Class, and so on and so forth. That is how the right and the left functions are used in MySQL. If you remember, you will see that we can actually use the substring function to perform some of the activities of the right and left function. Thank you very much. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification icon and like our video. Until we meet in the next one.